my lovely wishes. It's Holly. Welcome to Dandelion Stitches. Welcome if you're a new subscriber. Welcome if you're a new watcher. Welcome if you're my good old friends that have been with me forever. Just everybody, thank you, love you, happy to have you. So, today we're going to do something a little different. I've not done this before. We're going to make the So Yeah block of the month. And I'm going to take you with me sewing it. In order to keep it from being a super long video, I've just sped it up. So I sped it up and I did a voiceover, and it's either really good or I don't know. But let me know if this is the kind of thing you would like to see more of. A lot of you have asked to see more of me actually sewing. So this is me actually sewing. This was a particularly easy block, so this was a good one to start on because it didn't take me a super long time. And by the time I sped it up, it was like, boom, wish I could sew like that. You could just put it on speed and just, yeah. So, I hope everybody's good. I woke up this morning to no power, no internet, no anything. We had quite the thunderstorm, but it's back. We're all good. So, yeah, poor Dandelion was scared out of her wits, but that's Dandelion. So, yeah, I think that's all the news that's news. Let's go ahead and make us a block. All right, let's go. Let's speedy make a block. All right, so here I am getting my act together, getting everything out, pressing the pieces of fabric before I cut them. Best press is in that bottle, so I'm giving them a pretty hefty shot of best press. Getting all the wrinkles out, getting them ready. Okay, hydrate. Look at the pattern. What should I do? Oh, time to cut. All right, so I'm using, I think a 12 by 4 ruler and then the Stripology ruler. Man, I love that Stripology ruler. That ruler just, it makes such clean, beautiful, straight cuts. If you don't have one, don't hesitate. I've got this one, and then I've got a bigger one. Okay, we're slowing down just a little bit so you can see this ruler a little better. I use the lines on the mat also just to kind of just help a little bit, but mostly it's just that ruler doing its thing. Okay. So now I'm putting everything on the board, on the design board, and I'm making sure that all of the letters that correspond with the pieces are correct. There's not that many pieces, but, you know, safety first. So now I am gathering up all of the remnants and setting them aside because you just don't know if and where I have messed up. So I'm going to have a quick look at the pattern here, get the idea for the first thing, and then I'm going to stick it on the board in front of me. So it's not laying on the table. I don't need to mess with it, but I can still easily read it and get going. So first thing is to make a checkerboard. So I lay out the checkerboard. I'm a very visual sewer, so I lay out the pattern before I sew pretty frequently. I mean, unless it's crazy easy. And then putting everything back where it belongs on the design board. Oh yeah, safety first there. That was open. All right, time to get ready to sew. Just line those blocks up and make sure I got enough of that little pressy pen. Turn on the iron. I turn the iron on and off like a zillion times because I'm so afraid I'm going to leave it on. And I have left it on, but so off and on. it heats up super quickly, so excuse me. Here we go. Stitching away. You will notice that I use, I call them headers and footers, but I don't know exactly what the real, I just use a little piece of fabric at the beginning and the end. So it just makes the beginning of the seam better. So now I'm finishing up sewing up these blocks to the lines to get ready. Now I am pressing. I promise I will show you pressing at some point. So nestling seams. Who doesn't love to nestle seams? It's so satisfying when those seams just line up there in that little, oh, it's so good. Whoever was sitting around one day and went, you know what? If I press the back one direction and then the other one the other direction, those seams are just going to nestle up there. Oh, good job, you. That ought to be a quilter's holiday for that person. All right, so there we go. We got our checkerboard. We're halfway there. So now I need to draw a line down the center of all these red squares. And first I grabbed this little skinny ruler, which is also a big favorite of mine. And then I think, wait, I have that other ruler that would really work much, much better. So this ruler has got the diagonal line across the center. So you can line that up on that diagonal edge and get a beautiful line. Yeah, it's a great little ruler. I also used the line on my cutting mat just to, just a little extra. I am so math impaired that every little trick that I can use to make sure I get the outcome I'm looking for, I take it, I do it. All right, now we got to get those little side pieces happy. Make sure the line is going in the right direction. And then we're back to the sewing machine. And we're going to stitch straight down that line. I chain stitch whenever I am able. If there are too many moving pieces, I get somewhat messed up. So I do not chain like I've seen other people chain like crazy. But you work with the skills you got. Those are my limitations. So now we're back. Now we're sewing the other side. This is going to be the other point of the little star. That I'm using that Lori Holt. It looks like a big flower as a seam guide thing. I really like it. I like it a lot. Okay. So now we must trim off the unnecessary pieces using that same little ruler. It's got a nice little 1/4 inch marking that you can put up next to the seam or on the seam and just chop it off. Chop, chop, chop. One more. Oh, what happened? Oh, there we go. There, clean up the mess as we go. Here we go. Sorry, earthquake. Yeah. I don't know why it didn't occur to me to move the camera to show other pressing, but yeah. So I take my little acorn pen and I run a line along each seam Oh, I think Tom just came in, having a conversation. Yep. Okay. Yeah, it's good. We're fine. Okay, love you, bye. And then we just press those open. I try not to move my iron around too much and focus the heat where it needs to be. I'm getting better at it. I used to be a iron dancer where I would just move that iron all over the place, but this is really much more effective. And it only takes that one hit from the iron to dry that pen residue up. Okay, back we go. Excuse me. So now we're going to lay out all of our pieces. So I am clear on where we go next. Looking good. Okay. More seam nestling. And I am noticing that I have a little more space in the center between the point seams than I am perhaps happy with, but I decided that the corners of the points is the most important one to connect. Oops, so there we go. Yep. We're coming down to the final piece here. All of that to say there is going to be some places where it is not, the points are not perfect. And I have chosen imperfection because I don't want to rip it out and try to alleviate that little bit of extra. So we're going to make it work. In the immortal words of Tim Gunn, we're going to make it work. See, those pink pins are not as sharp as the blue pins. Why I don't have more blue pins out, I don't know, but the pink ones I struggle with a little more. Okay. This should be our final time at the sewing machine. You can get a better look at that flower seam guide thing. I really like it. When you need to change the bobbin, you just lift it up and change your bobbin and put it back. It's got like a few little sticky things on the back. I think maybe those little stickies are not going to last like a super long time, but I'll improvise. I'll just use painter's tape or something. I don't know. But I like it way better than that roll of tape that you can use. I feel like it's way more accurate. Ooh, we're so close. So close. Okay, we're there. We're almost done. Yay! This was a really easy one. Okay, now I am pressing it. Apologies again. Oh, there it is, all done. And I have given it a good hit with the best press. And now, of course, I'm pointing out all the places where those little points are not quite where I... So I hope that was not stressful watching it sped up. But yeah, that works really well for me. And then it gives me the opportunity to go back and look at it again and see all the mistakes I make. But this was a particularly easy block, so it was a good one to start with. So that's it for today. Be well, be safe, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.